And I don't know how conservative your council people are or whatever, but you can go down and ask them. But how big? What's the population of Ukiah?
50,000.
Okay,
there's 2,500 registered voters.
How many? Do you know how many people voted in the last election?
No way.
There's 20. There are 25,000.
Oh.
2,500.
Even that's sorry.
Would need to qualify for the initiative.
Yeah, that's probably about right. If you've got 25, it's 10%. The initiative is 10% of the registered voters in the last election, so it's probably 2,500 signatures. So if your council won't do it, but you know what? You should go to the council first of all because they may very well do it. And you know what? If they don't do it, you put them on the spot. You made them say, what they're saying really is, no, we want illegal immigration. I mean, in my city, that would be political suicide. And maybe that would be political suicide here. And if you have council people like that, you should make them say that so you can kick them out.
Right.
And you know what? Basically, that's how simple it is. We can't do it. The federal government. It's against the law to hire an illegal alien. There's a federal law against it, but it's not enforced. So a law that's not enforced is no law. There is no law in California, and we don't have the votes in the California legislature to get it passed. It isn't going to happen. But you know what? We do have the votes to get it passed on the city level.
That's right.
And you know what? Frankly, I don't care if there's illegal aliens in San Francisco or West Hollywood. I don't care. I just care if they're in Menifee.
That's right.
So yeah, we're going to do it. It's basically a done deal, and I'd like to see you guys to do it. I'm telling you, it can be done. If your city council won't do it, you can put it on the ballot yourselves. It's not a Herculean task, and the people will vote it in.
Okay.
I would like to say one thing. Yeah. I think you should care that it doesn't go on in these cities, and the reason why is because our state is going downhill, and
Well, I care, but
Right.
that's hyperbole.
okay, well,
I would guess, knowing Ted, I would speak for Ted and say he cares, except there's nothing he can do about San Francisco.
well,
So if we can take care of Menifee and Yucaipa and Redlands and Mentone, and maybe it'll spread to even San Francisco.
we've got to get rid of these state legislatures that we have.
Oh, absolutely. But you see,
But in the meantime, what can we do now? We can do this now.
That's right.
We don't have to wait till November. You could go, next Tuesday is a council meeting.
Monday night.
Monday night, the council meeting.
Yes, question.
I was just going to say, I think this is how things are going to start changing, is on the local level.
The comment was that things will have to start at the local level and spread out. And I really, and that's what we in the Yucaipa Tea Party have struggled with, because we're getting bombarded with things from Washington, things from Sacramento, things from the county, things from the city, and I mean, you know, we can just go bonkers trying to reach out to everything, but we've got to affect change in our city first, I believe, and still we have to address the other issues. This is a local city issue, and so I guess my comment would be, and I appreciate Ted's presentation so much, because it was clear, we understand the issue and we understand how to resolve the issue. Now my question to the folks here in Yucaipa is, what is your response? We've got about a few minutes to just kind of talk through this and to see what is your response to what Ted has said. What do you think? Now we know the information, what are we going to do? Yes, Linda.
I think it's our duty to find out our council people and how they stand on certain issues, and this is an important one. If nothing else comes out of this, we'll find out.
Yeah,
That's right. Okay, good. So the step basically is to find out about our councilmen and hold them accountable for their position. We may not change the position, but we can hold them accountable for what they say. What else? Someone else? Yes, Marilyn.
First of all, we have immigration laws that are supposed to keep these people from coming here, and the laws aren't being followed.
Right.
Then there are laws like this E-Verify
Right.
that they're supposed to be following, and if they're not following it, then we need to take it down and start where we can start, where we have control.
That's right.
We don't have control in the whole state, we don't have control in the whole country, but we need to start where we do have control.
Yeah. Okay, so the idea is we start where we can exert some influence. Any other comments?
Lloyd,
So, yes.
is there anybody in here that has a personal connection with any of the members of the Ukiah City Council? Does anybody know them personally? I'm sorry?
I know one of the council people pretty well. I'll talk to her, see what her.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the council people will tell you, how many people are needed to put it on the agenda, 2 or 3, and what are
The policy, whatever the council
yeah,
policy is.
in the local politics.
Okay, so, yes.
You have to get the city hall meeting probably about 15 minutes early.
Sure.
Just give the clerk, city clerk.
So that they can get it.
No, because they have a period of time for non-agenda.
Okay, good, okay.
And you
So,
have to spell it out.
so I'm hearing that the consensus is that we need to do something about it in Yucaipa. Okay, so we've all agreed that we're gonna do something. Yes,
So
comment.
how many are gonna be at the meeting on Monday
So the
night?
next question is then, how do, exactly, I'll come back to your question, because that's very specific.
Tea
We're gonna-
party at the city council.
We're gonna pull this thing in here real quickly. Now, we wanna do something. The only logical step is we have to go to the city council meeting. Now, there is one next Monday night, because we know about that. How many of you, and how many of you are interested in going to support that kind of an approach? This is where we ask for a show of hands.
We have to live in,
Well, no, they don't know who lives in Yucaipa. If you wanna-
they probably don't have any policy. I'll come.
No. Okay, so we've got, is it safe to say we've got a dozen people? 15 people maybe that would go?
What time does it start?
City council meetings start at what Keith would know, I think about 6:30? 6 o'clock? You're right, 6 o'clock. So we would need to be there in the parking lot sometime around 5:40. And whoever is gonna present the information would have to make sure the recorder or whoever it is gets the packet of information ahead of, okay? So do we go to the city council and, as Ted said, we make a presentation with maybe 3 or 4 people just addressing the issue, and we could make a packet of information here to give to each council member before the meeting.
How many council members do
I
we have?
think we have 5 or 6. 5 council members, 5 council
So we
members.
need 5 packets? Okay.
5 packets of information is what we need. Present it to them, expecting that they will hear us, but as Ted said, and I mean, we all know that a legislative body is not going to hear and then act all in one meeting. They're going to hear it, and reasonably, we have to expect that they're going to listen and table it for a month and come back, or for 2 weeks, whatever, their meetings are every 2 weeks. But then we need to also be available to follow up at the next meeting. So there's some accountability for us, but are we willing to, yes, Don?
Take 7 copies.
You're right, yeah, we'd take 6 or 7. Absolutely,
Oh,
we
yeah,
take,
because the
and 1
clerk will
copy
need
for the
one.
recorder or for the parliamentarian or whomever, so that they have an
Yeah.
official, yeah, we would make sure we have plenty of copies.
Okay.
Okay, so it could require a little bit of following through for 2 or 3 meetings, and those meetings then have to become a priority for us to go and attend in a civil way, but to show up in force.
Yeah, that's important. What I've seen it in our community. People, okay, sometimes I've been guilty of it myself. Have an antagonistic attitude towards authority.
Yeah.
You don't. That's not necessary. You know what? After all, the reason why you can do this, these people are really our neighbors. I mean, I don't know about you. I could walk to my city councilmen's houses and talk to them if I wanted to. They're your neighbors, and approach them like that. You're your neighbor. You're our neighbors. You live here in the community with us, and we want to do something about it.
And the truth is, because we have the information, we have already won the battle, folks. Because if they don't want to go with us, they can sit in their council chambers while we're out collecting 2,500 signatures, and we will do what we want to do. The question is, do they want to get credit for it?
That's
See?
right. That's right.
That's the question.
and it-
We're going to do it.